What's up, guys? It's Michael here. So, for the past couple of weeks, I've been very busy because April 15th, well, technically 18th, and for the posting this video, probably another day left. I gotta deal with a lot of clients, but this is the perfect time to explain how do you fire your clients in a professional manner, of course. Meaning is without trying to get them angry and giving them a reason why that you have to give out a reason for point A, B, and C, and so forth. So, when you run a business, it'll get to a point in time where you cannot handle the amount of clients coming in. So, you have multiple options technically. You have A, you could hire people, or B, which is if you don't want to deal with all the extra headache from hiring people and managing them, you can always start firing clients. And here are a couple of ways you could do it without making them upset. So, first, you got to understand your personality of yourself and the personality of your clients. You got to understand when you talk to them, how you got to explain to them without messing up or stuttering or putting it in a way that will get them really offended. That is the key point when you're trying to get rid of certain clients that do not meet your expectations. For example, clients that don't pay you on time, ones that always try to make an excuse the reason why they can't pay, and three, the ones are very cheap. They're always trying to ask you for discounts. As a customer, yes, you should try to ask for discounts, but there will be a time where the seller or the one providing the goods and service are going to bite back because they don't understand how does the seller feel when they have to provide their goods and service, and if they start breaking even or they just don't make any money, then what's the point of keeping a client? But as this is pretty much controversial, because you can look at the other video I made where you should click the subscribe button down below and a like button so it'll notify YouTube. Since I start uploading again and my busy season's almost over, I can go back to normal schedule, so YouTube knows I'm still alive. But just to make it down and more clear is because referrals is really important. So you got to look at your current clients. Which clients that give out the most referrals? So that's the first clue that you want to keep that client. Referrals is one. Number two is payments and timely payments. When you send out a bill, when you see how fast they respond to you and how fast they reply to you and how fast, especially when they pay, because if you get clients that pay like almost instantly, those are the ones you want to keep. And the ones that don't give you a headache or a discount, those are another good ones. You can take less money and if the job is easier, the work is easier, and they pay on time. It's really hard to find clients like those, but when you do find those people that come by, you want to keep them. So what's the best way to do it? Instead of dilly-dallying dragging along in this video, is simple. Raise the price of your product and service. And here are a couple examples you could use to provide to your jobs or business. So what is interesting is a lot of people are looking for a really low price. But I here to argue is every product or service has the right price at the right time. Meaning is depending on the time of the year, prices will go up and down. And when people try to keep the cheapest price and sometimes lowball you, then this is the time where you have to tell them, I can't do it. I refuse to get this price. And when they try to use their sugar words by begging you, pleasing you, and even certain cases, extreme cases that I personally seen, they even try to make up a good way to sound like they're crying over the phone. And I tell them, like, look, I can't do it because you think about it, you're leeching off of me to the point is I'm not making money for a time and service when I can work on someone else. That is the trade. So what I mean by raise prices, this might not apply to you because my job is working on an accounting firm. So this is mainly applied for goods and services. But if you look at the product sector, like e-commerce sector, that would be a different story because you're not really interacting with a customer as much as compared, let's say, like you're an accountant, you're a lawyer, you're a doctor, anything that involves interacting with people. That's the time that you can bite back against people who want a discount. If it's a new customer, you might give them a discount, or in extreme cases like e-commerce, they raise the price up, and right before Black Friday, drop down their price where it exactly was when it wasn't a discount. You could always do that. Some of them ask for more details, some of them does not, but what you can do is raise your price, your goods or your prices around, I'll say around for my sector, and what I'm doing, you're looking around 5% all the way up to 20%. And yes, that extreme. And this is where you can tell where the clients will stay or leave. The good ones that know that you're really good, if you're really good at your job and you don't suck at it, they will stay. They will still ask for a discount, and this is what you can tell them. Hey, look, The economy is changing. Every goods and services are going up. I have to pay my bills too, so I have to raise this price. If you cannot afford this price, you can go find someone else. Easy. And there's another one that I have to explain to people. There are times where people who make a lot of money are very, very cheap. This is a lesson to be learned because I didn't learn this myself, is you don't want to give in to those people. For example, I have a client who's a doctor. A doctor. And you know what he said to me? I was pretty dumb. I accepted it. He told me, "Oh my God, this is pretty expensive to do the tax return." And I asked for around $700 for his tax return, and because it's pretty difficult, we had to go through all his bookkeeping and his accounts. And he came up to me and to my partner, telling them, it's like, "Hey, can I pay later on?" And I was dumb enough to say yes. And when he did that to me again, you know what I told him? He said, "Oh, can I pay? Can I get a discount?" Then I went to tell him, when your patients go see you, go to your office and see you as a patient, do you have customers telling you, "Oh, after you get your product and service, can I pay you later? Can I pay you some other day?" You hit them with that question. Basically, you try to tell them what happens if you're in their shoes or you're in my shoes. And after that, he never complained, never asked for a discount again. And this time, I'm going to raise the price on him. Of course, I'm going to jack it up by 20%, because let's be honest, that was pretty offensive when you're doing a product and service in them and you're charging pretty much in a mid-range, $700 for that type of tax return, that level of difficulty, which in reality, if you went to the Big Four, they would be charging about $2,000 to $3,000 for one of those sets of returns. And in this case, you will get people like that, and no matter what type of industry. And the goal is to get rid of those people, get enough clients, and get the ones you really like. For example, like I mentioned earlier, the ones that give you a lot of referrals. Even referrals, sometimes it might suck, but you have to eventually get rid of them. You want to get the ones that are easy, and they pay you on time. Even if they're difficult, they pay you on time. They don't ask you for discounts. And mainly, when they give you referrals, when you ask them questions, they don't come and annoy you and bother you. Because you'll get people like clients that basically think they are basically the shit. Meaning is, you gotta cater to me and you don't cater to anyone else. When I call you, you have to pick up. You'll get people like that too. And some people, I'm gonna say, they like to cater to those people. Maybe they pay a lot. Maybe they demand a lot of attention. But how I see it is, if you want my attention, and if you're a business owner or maybe an employee or some type of level of CEO or have some stake in your company, if they demand that type of level of attention, I'll let you know that now, they better pay enough. Because those people who demand that level of attention will give you a lot of headache, to a point it's basically not worth it unless you charge them a premium. So for example, the product or service I charge for certain tax returns, business returns, I charge between $2,000 to $3,000, maybe up to $5,000. If I have a guy who's like, "Oh yeah, I'm a tens of dollars a millionaire," like, great, good. Like, then he asks me, "Oh, can I pay $1,000? But just to let you know, I have a lot of expectations for you. And when I call, I want you to pick up every single time." When you get people like that, then it's like, okay, sure. Then that is when you get clues and signs like that. That is when you take their set amount and you multiply that by 2. If they demand those type of attention, you better charge that price, because even though those clients will take advantage of you, guaranteed, hands down, every time, based on my experience. This applies for mainly service sectors, but goods and services, most of the time you don't interact with people. But if you do any type of job that requires you to get a client and try to keep that relationship, and you have to interact with them constantly, if you get ones that demand that level of attention, because I break it down to 3 levels. You have the ones that really chill, really easy, and you have the ones that are intermediate, which majority of people will land there. They'll call you when the deadline's coming, because either A, they send you all the stuff last minute, or B, because you have so much work and you can't finish on time. And you have 3, the people who expect that you gotta cater to them, you gotta treat them like a maid. For 3, those are the ones you have to charge a premium. And if they don't want to pay for it, that's good. That's a good thing that you lost that type of client. That's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll get more into the car content, and I actually have pretty interesting things to share with you guys on owning an electric vehicle, and that involves the financial aspect of it, because a lot of people do not cover it. And this time I got proof to show it to you that having an electric vehicle isn't always cheaper than owning a gasoline vehicle. Depends on circumstances and depends how you utilize it. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I see you guys next time. Peace.